Restoration is brought to you by
Hisense, everyday prices for everyday people.
Yes, extra long sanitary pad for extra comfort.
We got yes protection.
Pepsodent, 10 times stronger teeth.
I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix.
For naturally whiter teeth, Pepsodent Charcoal.
Welcome to Restoration with Stacey. We're thankful to God for granting us good health and letting us see this light of this beautiful day. We're saying a very big thank you to our sponsors, Malta Guinness, Hisense, Everyday Prizes for Everyday People, La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, Yas Washing Powder, and Yas Sanitary Pad, to Wazi Apartments, Hoochcon, and Choco Flakes. A big thank you to Teflon Suites located in Ahojo, Kumasi. If you want a wonderful place to stay, a place you can call home when you're in Kumasi, please make sure you're giving Teflon Suites a call now, and you will thank me later. When you call, you have to mention my name. Discount. So tell them Stacey asked me to call, and you're going to get an amazing discount during your stay. Big thank you to the Souza Catering Services, and of course to my glam team, ABS Lux Line for my outfit, Hair Duties for my hair, and GH Beauty Artistry for my makeup.
Madam, my breaker. I feel I'm a chairman near me. Ya once had my coffee. I prefer quite hard to area had it.
And Ukraine, I walk alone. Did you miss your presence so better? And I think you better how.
Hey, you better ha. And now you just see birthday. Some could jump Kodija. I'm even near Diana Mano. Hello,
Sisi, who couldn't birthday in the basso? Medimania to Diana and so we needed the whole day. The baby difficult.
Madam Hisense, Fitianopa, Bessin ye massa. A fena me chain amanao, Miriam Kojum Akodija, my breaker.
What do you see? With him say Hisense or washing machine? Hey, and now you cook special day, or they're doing for party in your ring. Nebra showroom must see, and I'm sure what's up.
Many idea no, me basesia. Hey, Madam Hisense,
Sisi. What bantamo?
I no traffic be anymore. Nada was the same.
Me see, way any Series 5 smart washing machine no. Make a WhatsApp. Washing machine and no one app. A senior my roll. Temperature this in Sintino. A kumwa mon kiting in a few near menu. A many dawaya crojin. Series 5 way dear at dinner home. It's a female and no you pay. And one CSA and your ding. So near mano. Then Jenny when Yinam Kanyao. Into a more Kanyaka. What me programming S5 smart washing machine say? And can everyone tidy enemy? Never yin na kama. Washing machine in programming na. What me yan was smartphone so.
Hey, Madam Hisense, would you the best CMO? Mamma back on
Mama Dodo. Hisense Series 5 smart washing machine. ABC, a chimu, a dry, in temper.
Tasty Tom tomato mix. Ofa kakra. Na ye bebre. Fa kakra yan kwani stew dodoa ope.
Tasty Tom dear, it will surely give you value for money. Steak and little is enough to get our desired quantity of stew and soup, and it doesn't color your meat or chicken.
Tasty Tom tomato mix inti. Me handwriting and sada. Sena ne dene bia sa net into customers bar never.
I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix.
This advert is FDA approved. Remember the days I just couldn't go to the gym because it was that time of the month? Yas extra long sanitary pad took the worry away. Easy.
Yes, comfort. I got yes, confidence. I got yes.
The new Yas extra long sanitary pad is the joy of every woman. It is extra absorbent and fits perfect. Don't allow anything to hold you back when it's that time.
Wow.
Yes.
Feel confident, stay fresh.
Hi. Is it supposed to be that time of the month?
Yes. I got yes, confidence. I got
Yes.
we got yes, protection. I got
Yas extra long sanitary pad for extra comfort.
we got yes, protection.
Every child is so unique.
You like no other.
Outstanding in every way.
It's me like no other.
So anytime you walk and play,
you like no other.
you are special like Indomie.
It's me like no other.
know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. It's you like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie.
Thank you, Mommy.
Introducing Indomie Beef Flavor. Buy now.
This advert is FDA approved.
Ow.
Let me see.
She's never had a toothache before.
There might be a cavity. Don't you use Pepsodent?
We used to, but I'll try the new one.
Ah, that's why.
But doesn't every toothpaste give cavity protection?
Not really. Pepsodent's Cavity Fighter repairs tiny invisible holes to give 10 times stronger teeth. Will you trust Pepsodent?
Definitely. Pepsodent. 10 times stronger teeth.
Use Pepsodent's Cavity Fighter.
Wait, your tomato mix. Wouldn't so one on pass. Still loud. What tomato flavor no? No color changing like traffic light. Come on.
Tasty Tom dear, it will surely give you value for money. The steak and little is enough to get our desired quantity of stew and soup.
Taste no so dear. On point. Flavor new.
And it doesn't color your meat or chicken. I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix.
This advert is FDA approved.
Ow.
Let me see.
She's never had a toothache before.
There might be a cavity. Don't you use Pepsodent?
We used to, but I'll try the new one.
Ah, that's why.
But doesn't every toothpaste give cavity protection?
Not really. Pepsodent's Cavity Fighter repairs tiny invisible holes to give 10 times stronger teeth. Will you trust Pepsodent?
Definitely.
Pepsodent. 10 times stronger teeth.
Use Pepsodent's Cavity Fighter.
Every child is so unique.
You like no other.
Outstanding in every way.
It's me like no other.
So anytime you walk and play,
you like no other.
You are special like Indomie.
It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. It's you like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie.
Thank you, Mommy.
Introducing Indomie Beef Flavor. Buy now.
This advert is FDA approved.
Tasty Tom tomato mix. Ofa kakra. Na ye bebre. Fa kakra yan kwan stew dodo a ope.
Tasty Tom dear, it will surely give you value for money. The steak and little is enough to get our desired quantity of stew and soup. And it doesn't color your meat or chicken.
Tasty Tom tomato mix into. Me handwriting and sada. Then I need the sanet here. Into customers bar never.
I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. And I want to know, do you have your Malta Guinness Jaja can ready to sip through this conversation? If you don't, please go and grab one now. Amazing thing, the price is still the same as our old can. So no matter where you are, no matter where you're buying it from, okona so makasa we ebone yeding, eche ba kono mo bua, nipa no, opese oil for 1 night. The price is the same. The content is the same. The volume is the same. The taste is the same. So those of you who have been in love with our rich Malta Guinness over the years know that yes, the fact that we have changed our packaging does not mean the taste has changed. The taste is still the same old authentic Malta Guinness taste. And please, this can actually be recycled. Yes, this can be recycled. So we are joining the agenda to keep Ghana clean. So every time you're buying it, know that you are not disturbing our environment, but you're helping us to keep it clean. And the amazing part of this Jeja can is it's produced right here in Ghana, proudly made in Ghana. So go out there and grab yourself a Malta Guinness Jeja can. And don't forget, Malta Guinness is rich in vitamins B1, B2, B3, B5, and B6. And it will leave you nourished and vitamized throughout the day. So go out there and grab yourself your Malta Guinness. So this is my goodness moment with my guest, and I have opened my Malta Guinness Jeja can. So my guest today is a young woman we all fell in love with on TV through a reality show. She distinguished herself and eventually got the crown of that reality show. My guest today is Emefa GMB. Emefa, how are you?
Very well,
So let's have
thank
a
you.
Malta Guinness moment. Mine is already open.
So I'm permitted to take mine?
Yes,
Thank
you are permitted, my love.
Thank you.
Yeah. Proudly made in Ghana. I
Yes.
love how we are all proudly made in Ghana today.
Yes, so
Yes.
I got the memo.
The
You didn't
kente
have to
is
shout at all.
kenteing.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
cheers to goodness.
Thank you.
Please, the taste.
Really
Is it
good.
the same old Malta Guinness
I
taste?
have no reason to think that it doesn't taste the same.
Unless you've eaten
Absolute-
toffee
Not yet.
or something else.
Not yet.
Not so.
Not yet
It's
at all.
authentic Malta Guinness taste.
Absolutely.
Great. So I keep telling you, and now we've had pastors confirmed, we've had musicians confirmed, we've had actors and actresses confirmed, we've had beauty queens confirmed. So please, memo bia nada. Same price, same content, same volume, same taste. Go out there and grab your Malta Guinness Jeje can. Emefa, lucky.
My phone. This woman, she never ever ceases to amaze me. My phone. Odo. Devio.
Oh, phone.
Ah. Me cry because I'm sure I'll go further.
Oh, really? Why?
Because the custom to it is just so friendship, so much.
Yes, and it's so complicated.
Yes.
The moment you start, you have to go to the end.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
So permission to stay here.
So that this one, you don't want to be Toma.
Yes, please.
Just end there. It saves you. How are you doing?
Very well. Safe to say I'm very well. Thank you so much for asking me to be here.
Always
Thank
regal.
you.
Always
Thank you.
being the queen.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's an honor to be here with you. For me, seeing your journey is so surreal because I saw the process.
Yes.
Of you becoming queen and how it looked like, is it possible or is it not?
Yes.
Because there were so many of you, beautiful, intelligent girls,
Yes.
but you were able to distinguish yourself amongst the many.
Yes.
Before GMB, how was life?
I wish that I'd prepared even better coming to you because then yes, of course, it is Stacy, and my questions that will be coming and my answers would have to be well said so that it really drums home the answer that you really would want people to hear. So life was pretty simple. Just a girl on the street with Christ helping me here and there. A very basic home, I would say. It was a clear matter of my mother saying, "Me niska into sa pageants na wokono menko."
Oh, you're
Yes,
kidding.
yes. It was the life that you know what, this is what we can afford. Let's just stick to what we can and don't bring any pressure home.
Now, when him say if you impart pressure, go fast, pressure never feels I
grown and nim said depression and I was just a little girl who watched TV and thought that, this is nice. I can do it. Why not? I didn't think about what it would require. I didn't think about what I needed to do, the amount of energy, the amount of money, resources. I had absolutely no idea. It was just beautiful.
It was nice.
I wanted to wave.
That's all. The queenly wave.
Yes. So it was a very simple home that I would come from. If you want to ask specific questions, I'll be happy to answer. But it was the home that you eat what you have. There was not any luxury at all.
Was it just you and mom?
No. So I'm the last of 13.
Wait.
Yes.
The why? Wait. I can't even find my words. Like my English is not even coming. The what? Of
13.
what?
I'm the last of 13, and the last of 2 for my father and my mother. So if I'm counting well, and if there's no woman going to show up again, then my mother would have been the 5th wife. So the last of 13, the last of 2. But I would say that it was my mom.
What was that?
My dad was very present in my life, and he's still very present. I'm sure he'd be watching this interview and saying that, this girl, can you just shut up already? But my dad is very present, but because he is a chief, he had so much responsibilities. And it looked like on his line, he was the only person who had been able to, get to where he had gotten to. He was just a trained teacher. And so the responsibility, and he's also 10. There are 10 of him in his line. So taking care of the 10, the cousins, and if you know the Volta region and the Ever tribe, we don't do just the nuclear family. You do the extended. Absolutely. Yeah. So he wished he could.
It even goes extended.
Yes. So he wished he could, but I think that he found a woman who was willing and was quite dedicated. And so for whatever reason, the responsibility very much was on my mother. So the clear case of he would not be able to pay your fees, but so long as my mother was able to farm and pay for the fees and she was able to buy the book, then he was going to supervise that you read it.
Okay.
So you are unable to say that your father was not present in your life. He was, but the big work mostly was on my mother.
So she did farming?
Yes, she was a farmer. And many who also know the story, before she passed, was a regular beans seller. Yes, in Latte, where I was born. And so...
You grew up in Latte?
Yes, that's where I was born. That's where she was born. And that business my grandmother did was well over 50 years, up until my mom passed recently. And so it looks like that's where the line probably ended. But
what then I beauty queen?
I.
Inti.
Sisi amehwese metimi my gobeno in Beauty Queen kakra.
Okay.
But if you look at the story, Beauty Queen dear, it wouldn't have been fire.
Inti na America wo no. Obia okuani ba.
Yo.
Outside Tongobe.
Yo.
Also where Beauty Queen.
Yo.
Inti dia na ba wa dream a anasa sa da no da one day.
Na in fact, you saw no me for one to TV. Or TV no to black and white, na remote in count. Inti no say na me go school no me nam for TV na ye ni bi inti on your PVC ho. But na remote ni ho the best. So at least you can say that you were TV by inti me so. So it's here go school. I heard things that my friends were saying. Not Mrs. Rosalinda near Kapoko Bay, TV. So me should be that, but you're mokano.
And I was already
Namakabi. And so I'd come for holidays with my uncle in Tema, where and no they're not TV or
so colored.
Yes, and also a colored. And I think at the time that Mebano, not Ibia Miss Ghana was running. And I said something that will have my attention. Krasinio Aban cried there. Also TV now my phone and I'm not church or Mohodia.
What should be?
Yes. So that's how the interest grew. So in Latte, despite the humble and the simple family that I came from, I was different.
Okay.
Now, I don't know why I was different, but I think God was intentional that I say ebusuye bia no ebi odi be ba ko bi betum na say asesa enyomani kakra because really in kenti min kwefo ni musa beton sa beans ni sa till and I wasn't so happy me come market now omu didi a obi beto aduane am odidi wo hwa go say me twitwi inchense ni mo ema me mama before the next person ya obeba beto aduane no the day me na na beko eform no then my mother will be selling ada no beko eform no na me na nti me de market hona na me boa mo ni ade me station me ni me duty but na me mpe me ye bia kwampa o say why your ho say we Miss Ghana na esi twitwi inchense mo na to bo ase so ye coffee kwa me wo fa no mo ne me nua no mo ye se me nante a na me ye me ho to say me ye raba te bi ho a wo fa bi ne beba and then they would ask where's our Miss Ghana. Where's our Miss Ghana? And so again, that probably registered. And then when I was going for holidays with my uncle as well, when I tuned in and I saw the pageant, and I thought, okay, I think I understand why they called me Miss Ghana.
Yeah.
So probably I can do something in that light. Then it was up to the type and the kind of pageants that I would go into that will suit my family. Because my father is a chief.
Do any pageant
at all.
Because before becoming the queen,
yes,
you were a princess.
Yes.
International and same
Yes, I was quite guided. So I knew I would do something like that. But I wasn't so sure which one of them until Ghana's Most Beautiful started. I followed it quite strongly and felt that I could. And I gave it a shot, yes.
So-
Man Craffy.
What can be babies are saying to walk or no? Then I catch your papa. One cry.
Me cry and come make us me go school. Because for them, no, they tried and tested and then they go school. We na pay juma na ye.
Nanya office.
Aye. Because I nuntiana ye kind school fees no. Ye papa and go ne gari ni fi hon de ma ose ko school. Me ma me best no way nye bi anko ni nti no be make sure say ne baba be kobi. Me papa so ye teacher ni it would be very disgraceful not to have me go to school. Nti no. That's what they know. That's the short way. Maybe can am papa say me ye teacher Mr. David. Was ye ne nurse
Teacher Emefa.
Mr. David.
Nurse Emefa.
Na ni shoe no mempe. Shoe no o sheba feel no na mempe. Nti no. This is teacher need me nim say me go school me do baby but na teacher need me sure yes.
And no minus you.
And so I would say that I was showing traits of the beauty queen already at some point in my age. So it wasn't surprising when I saw it on TV and thought that why not? I could do it.
The auditions. Okay, you know, so we feel later. What about audition for Ghana's Most Beautiful? Who drew our sisters be we man show?
Between the time I am a choir, me man as a latte. But now me water quadruple at the time now. Me be Rianessa at the time now me call auditions to me call in at the time. And I remember say I saw 68 girls for only Volta region.
Hey.
Yes. And some of them they had gone to Miss Ghana, Abia Wedi third, and also into me and Dwayne. They were quite very polished already, now mobile. But I'm say make on man funny serious because like I said, they share me team say ko school na better ni bibi nti we no me fan say extra curricular.
Yeah.
Ti be kona sa amfa kra de ja. E ka ho kra na man kra no na we me kra na amfa me a.
Because would you able?
Yes. So 68, but again, I think that kings and queens are made from above.
Yeah.
And so I also looked quite different among the 68. I was very much myself. I was quite a confident young lady, even from Latte Peponesu through to the Volta region, through to life's little journey and interacting with people who were buying food from my grandmother and my mother. All of these things probably built my confidence. And so I didn't have any special training, but semi-finals, I went through the next stage. We went for medicals. I think Grace also found me over there because I was quite unwell with stomach pains, ulcer, bad menstrual cramps, and all of that. Ideally, you wouldn't make it to the reality complex, but for whatever it is, God showed up for me. I made it to medicals. I passed the medicals. There were two. There was a tough question that Auntie Linda used to break the tie, which I still remember that question, but I think, say, all through and through, God just gave me a purpose and a reason. Yeah.
When you got in, How did you break the news to your family?
So at the time, I think that Volta region had always been placing second. And so now, so this time, no my wild. And it gave a bit of attention to the pageant as well. So particularly in 2012, when they did the selection at the Executive Theatre, they did breaking news. Or TV, so afternoon breaking news that for this year we have made our selections and we got up close with the Volta regional rep and all. Now me for be so on beer one age with what drinking baby no who said me by screen so.
Oh no, Sarah.
Oh Sarah dear. Aye, my mama used to say, no, Tony beans no be dim because I be share me for TV so they be me for school or takrade. One crime is all and crying. And then somebody also broke the news to my dad. So it's like it was some sort of obiati, you know, at a particular time. No mo tune in no muhu ye. Na di enya about bending.
No so support.
Aye. So they had to recruit them by force. And the hono so unye rema unkuta phone nti how come ke come tibo ma omunya aska na me masa me de de anasa me bom me homoden every week bia e bia no mo bom pa so mo yimio na mo sika ho nto every week bia na me nya best performer mo se gewe.
Knowing that your family would have ideally loved for you to come back home to go to school.
Yes.
Now a reality house. Now so Debbie, your best performance. How tough was that journey? Because I know when you're in that house, things are not what they seem to be.
Yes.
Everybody's trying to step on you to get to the next level.
Yes, yes.
How difficult was it for you?
I like the fact that TB3 has the opportunity to bring studio audience. So every week I saw my father dressed in his Ohene regalia, sitting in front there. And so I got the support so much. And he granted an interview and said that the year before, he lost his only son who had traveled outside the country, whom he thought that will break a certain tie in the family for him. And so he thinks that this one, God is probably wiping his tears. So he thought to give it all of his support. So every Sunday, I will see him in front there. And then I said, I couldn't disappoint. I could not disappoint him, his people, my family, my friends. And so, once I had entered, I gave it my all. What I did was never to step on toes to get to the top. I didn't believe in that principle. I rather believed in helping everybody because then I was introduced to various culture from the Eastern region. I went to school in Takrade. I grew up in the Volta region as well, a bit in Accra here as well. So I knew a bit of almost all of the culture. Yes, and I was supporting my friends despite knowing that it could go against me. I was quite everybody's friend. I didn't have a single friend in the reality complex. And so, yes, girls will always be girls. It was tough in there, all right. But every week you had the hope that you were going to finish anyway, and then you would go home. I had one eye on the crown and then one eye also in the world out there that if this didn't work, surely there's another way. Yeah.
Did you feel you're going to win?
At some point.
Is it?
Yes. At some point. Because it's not magic. You know, you're writing the script. You're rehearsing it. Every year, you're hearing what the judges are telling you. And every year, those who didn't get enough votes as well were evicted.
Yeah.
And so some way, somehow, you get the feeling that you're probably getting to the end. But it was not until a week before the finals that I didn't think that I would win.
What happened?
Because then we were 4, which means that this is the best of all the 10. At the time, it was 10 regions.
Yeah.
And so 6, no more nyadea, sisiaka 4, no. Obiayade. And, you know, it will mean that it is the best of the best. And so the grand finale, I don't think that even when they mentioned my name that I'd won, I heard my name.
Are you kidding?
I didn't. You can go back to look at the video. I didn't because, you know, you've announced beauty winners for years in these years of your profession. But, you know, when you have the winner and then the first runner-up, you ideally will announce the first runner-up as the first runner-up. So clearly, the original honor, your winner. No. But this time, Donata changed it and went according to, so the 4th, the 3rd, the 2nd. So I was still stuck to, because I've been watching beauty pageants for a while. I was stuck to the tradition of how to announce it. To me, I announce it with the 2nd. I'm saying, okay, so my idea at least my
Nastela and Senke.
But it was not until I saw people with pictures of me and the placard in the auditorium still jumping. Say, hey, lady second uncle Free, I just and then I did well. I did well. Not until they put the sash on the runner-up as first runner-up. Bouquet is going to her, and they didn't usher her to the stool that she sit on as the queen. That chair
was when it dawned on you.
Yes. That's why.
When it dawned on you, how did you feel?
Completely into tears.
Ah,
completely into tears. The camera captured my auntie and no buttons in the crowd. Captured my grandmother as well. Captured all my Muslim maintenance schools. They were there. And captured me also in tears because I don't know.
It can only be grace.
Okay.
It can only be grace.
Okay. Maybe years later, I can say that, I don't know, can only be grace.
From Latte to Takrade, Kusku, you come to Accra for GMB, and that night, you were walking away with a car.
Yes.
Could you drive?
I could move. Luckily, they don't give you the car that night. Mm-hmm. They get to do hand over a few days and come to the because they are not me home popono. If you can be me show for name driving because I was just a child. If you are now name driving or more car so we didn't get you get to receive the key and all, but officially you move the car after it's been handed over to you. There's a little ceremony that happens at TV3 premises. So, I can move it forward and back with a bit of faith, but not because Udimisi can be okay. But a little while I could drive perfectly.
The next morning, when you woke up and realized this is it, what was running through your mind?
I think you realize after 3 days. Because the first night, you still spend the night at the reality complex. There are interviews and it's still with the runners-up, and also it's still very like the convention.
Yeah.
It doesn't dawn on you. You realize mostly when you are out. And they say, hey, Emefa, Candace was beautiful. It's the people and how they relate to you.
They receive you.
That's what dawns on you that, okay.
I remember my daughter, when she won the world pageant, she was like, Mommy, it didn't dawn on me till the next morning. I said, why? She said, when I woke up and I saw the crown sitting there, I was like, so I won.
Yes.
And I believe it's such an overwhelming feeling.
It is.
We'll be right back after this break.
My breaker. I feel I'm a chairman near me once on my coffee. I come for quite hard to area how to.
And Ukraine walk alone, dear Miss Crescent so better. And I think you better how.
Hey, you better ha. And now you just see birthday and some could jump Kodija. I'm never near Diana Mano. Hello?
Sisi, who couldn't birthday and say basso? Medimania to a dear and so we needed the whole day. The baby difficult.
Madam, I sense. Fitiano pa, bessin ye massa. A fena me chain amanao. Me ma kojum akodija. Ma brekra.
What do you see? When him's a high sense washing machine. Hey, and now you cook special day. Or they're doing for party in your ring. Nebra showroom must see and I'm sure what's up.
Me idea no, me basesia. Hey, Madam, I sense.
See. What bantamo?
I hear traffic be anymore. Nada was the same.
Me see, way any Series 5 smart washing machine no. Me can washing machine and no one app. A senior emro. Temperature this in no. A kumwa mo nkitin nyina afiu niam anim. E mani da hoye kroje. Series 5 way dia ede ne ho. Nti afim be mo eno ayi pie. E ma na siesie enya den. Si woniam no. Na dwene wanyinam kanea ho. Nti enwo kanea ka. What me programming S5 smart washing machine say. Enkekaye bi won tade anim. Ne beyi ni nyina kama. Washing machine ni programming na. What me ya no smartphone so.
Hey, Madam, I sense. Would you the best see me oh? Mama back on.
Mama dodo. Hisense Series 5 smart washing machine. EBC Echimu a dry in temper.
Tasty Tom tomato mix. Ofa kakra. Na ye bebre. Fa kakra yan kwani stew dodwa ope.
Tasty Tom dear, it will surely give you value for money. Mistake a little is enough to get our desired quantity of stew and soup, and it doesn't color your meat or chicken.
Tasty Tom tomato mix into me handwriting and sada. Into customers bar never.
I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix. This advert is FDA approved.
Let me see. She's never had a toothache before.
There might be a cavity. Don't you use Pepsodent?
We used to, but I'll try the new one.
Ah, that's why.
But doesn't every toothpaste give cavity protection?
Not really. Pepsodent's Cavity Fighter repairs tiny invisible holes to give 10 times stronger teeth. Will you trust Pepsodent? Definitely.
Pepsodent. 10 times stronger teeth.
Use Pepsodent's Cavity Fighter.
Remember the days I just couldn't go to the gym because it was that time of the month? Yas extra long sanitary pad took the worry away. Easy.
Yes, comfort. I got yes, confidence. I got yes.
The new Yas Extra Long Sanitary Pad is the joy of every woman. It is extra absorbent and fits perfect. Don't allow anything to hold you back when it's that time.
Wow.
Yes, yes, yes.
Feel confident, stay fresh.
Hi. Is it supposed to be that time of the month?
Yes. I got yes, confidence. I got
Yes.
we got yes, protection. I got
Yas Extra Long Sanitary Pad for extra comfort.
we got yes, protection.
Let me see.
She's never had a toothache before.
There might be a cavity. Don't you use Pepsodent?
We used to, but I'll try the new one.
Ah, that's why.
But doesn't every toothpaste give cavity protection?
Not really. Pepsodent's Cavity Fighter repairs tiny invisible holes to give 10 times stronger teeth. Will you trust Pepsodent? Definitely.
Pepsodent. 10 times stronger teeth.
Use Pepsodent's Cavity Fighter.
Every child is so unique.
You like no other.
Outstanding in every way.
It's me like no other.
So anytime you walk and play,
You like no other.
you are special like Indomie.
It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. It's you like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie.
Thank you, Mommy.
Introducing Indomie beef flavor. Buy now.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hi, it's a High Sense Super Craze giveaway moment, and like I said, this time round we are not only in Accra, we are traveling across Ghana. You saw us in Kumasi do our giveaways, and this time we're in the Bono region, and specifically I'm at Fiepre right now. Yes, Fiepre is a few minutes drive from Sunyai. So join me. Let's see who gets to take something home today. All right, Patrick Frost. Auntie Kate, Patricia, my camera, mame. Ya baya, ya mbano bonne. Ya diodon and nam. High sense, brani and damas, said da muguswa, mo support ye. Inti ya baya, and ya bonne. High sense, SMM bra. Na memrew at shedi. Inti ya da sit be branty Kate. I said that way, but I'm high sense. Anyway, you didn't wash me. Amen. So that is our winner for this week's High Sense Super Craze giveaway moment. Next week, we'll come your way with another winner. Welcome back, and that is our winner for this week's High Sense Super Crazy giveaway moment. Very soon, our queen will get to pick a card and we'll get to see what she will take home. After everything, now the crown was yours.
Yes.
Your journey back home. How were you received back home?
Like the queen that I am.
You're so dramatic.
The queen that I am. It will be the first time they put you. It's not the Utnaka money do fa in Ashrono.
It's a nice and a politician.
I na me tutu tofe ni a bud chemis to say what origin so munye we ni be dasa to which is a me coffee no. Nyanya mi anka homa so be baby mo no. But my people are a very loving people. They accept that they haven't seen something of that sort before, so they received me very, very well. My father was very proud. My father was very present. I think he was making
Don't go.
No kaji fans so I was received very well, very well. Yeah.
After your reign, I mean, when you become the queen, you have a lot of projects going, so sometimes you do not really get to see the realities of life.
Yes.
Because at that time, everything is kind of provided for you, your costume. I remember I used to come to the shop for your wardrobe, so you're not buying anything.
Nothing.
Everything is for free because it's sponsored. After the reign, how does life become for you?
It hits you after you have taken the crown off your head and handed over to the next person. Yes, and you're usually, if the stage has staircase and you're descending, now all the attention is on the new winner. And just a year ago, when you were descending that staircase, you had about 4 macho men trying to hold you so that you don't slip off. But this time around, it is you figuring your way off with that staircase with your gown and walking to your car and driving home alone without any maybe police escort and all of that. Life really, really hits you. And if Oyabajimba, that drive back home, you must take certain decisions for yourself.
What were some of the decisions you took?
I knew that I had to go back to school. I knew that I needed to get a job like a normal person. I knew that I had to accept that this was what life had thrown at me, being a beauty queen, but what was God's purpose for me. And so I have that principle that what life gives you, and then what you choose. And so that drive home meant that, luckily, I had gone back to school a few months before I handed over. So I started, to feel, yes, very more. Otherwise, it would have been very difficult. The change would have been too sharp and too swift, and then I wouldn't do well with it. But I kind of assimilated nicely back into society and managing the fame and being the normal person back is hard. And there are no words to describe it, but you really have to accept certain things the way they are and get on with it. I got on with life. I would get a normal job, I would go back to school and do my assignments the way they have to. What I noticed was that some people keep the brand on the cars,
Yeah.
but that night I took mine off because
So
I
there's a
wanted to
new queen.
quickly, yes,
to have your transition.
quickly. The earlier I accepted it, the better. For me, this was a mental training I went for myself, and still remembered the year before the 1 year Ghana's Most Beautiful. It was just Emefa, the beans seller's daughter.
Yeah.
My mother was still selling beans.
So when you became queen, were you going to help your mother sometimes?
Yes. The only difference was that this time,
No,
on fan
Chichen
swami,
Chansi.
and I made you change chance. Me bossy, Vijina mention, motor ready and in them.
Hey.
Because they didn't be santem. They made me a quill foam. Aye. So,
which now when I was smiling. No.
in it to Abama wo. In it to Abama wo, no, I can say member because some bad beans no muntia, almost almost to Abama.
It's over the major go back.
I ain't even go via. So I still had my normal life. Basically, I didn't lose it. And I like to think that that's what I still have. I love my normal life. Yes.
Where were you the day your mom passed?
She had just sent me from the room to go and grab her medication for her, because I think that she wanted to pass so bad, but for whatever reason, I was not allowing it. Okay, I was me hand to do. So she just said she couldn't catch her breath. So I asked what was wrong with her. Why can't she breathe? Because with everything happening to her, it's got nothing to do with her lungs. And so why can't she breathe? She just said, I should go and get her medicine. So I took my phone and stepped out, and I had the last cough. If you read about it, you will know that it's got to do with somebody who's really passing and crossing over. In just like 2 minutes, when I came back, she was cold.
You had gone for the medication.
I didn't have any medication. She knew I didn't have medication for her breathing. She knows this. We were treating some sort of a blood cancer. It had nothing to do with, we were managing blood cancer because you can't cure blood cancer anyway, but she knew that I didn't have any medicine. She just wanted to get me out of the room. But truly, I didn't even know.
And you knew there was no medicine, but you also excused.
I wanted to make calls.
Okay.
Wanted to call. What should I do? Call maybe doctors that I thought were seeing here and all of that. You know how you do it in this country. You really cannot just drive into emergency. You may not get to bed and all of that. So I was doing all of that calls very early in the morning. And I heard that. I didn't know that she had passed because I'd not seen somebody who died before. So I drove her personally to Ridge Hospital. It will be...
When you saw her cold, you called for people to help you?
Luckily, my brother was there.
Okay.
Luckily, my brother was there. My dad had also just arrived that morning into the room. So I don't know what they saw, but we helped her. We took her to the car. I drove. I opted to drive. I think I'm the bravest among them. Yes, I think I'm the bravest. So ambulance was delaying. So I drove her to Ridge, doing the normal things that everybody would do. Card number, say, what's her age, doing that. And I saw her sit in the wheelchair without slippers. But if she was, or you're okay, Anka, at the end of the time, but this time she was not talking. And she needed support with her head in the wheelchair. All this while, I didn't understand what was happening. Not until the doctor invited me and my dad to his office and broke the news to me. And when I rushed back, it was when I saw her that I saw that this she had died an hour ago, which means at the time she told me to go get the medicine and come back, if I do the math, it means that she had died. And I think that it's quite unfair because for a woman of 58 years who, a lot of people have done well with my journey and my healing and all of that, and probably will be disappointed that I'm shedding tears now. But for a woman who's been through it all, to pay my fees, to take care of me, single-handedly, will just go. I think that God could have just spared me a bit, but I don't know. Maybe people understand death better. I don't.
Now a lot of things are making sense to me because
Nothing does.
the level of how frail you were, how lost you were at that time during the funeral. Someone who didn't know your story would not get it. But after listening to you, now it all makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Because this is a woman who deserved to enjoy from her labor. And at that time, she just left.
Yes.
How did you heal?
I'm not healed. I fought hard. Many times that I went to Kolebu, the doctors or the nurses that knew
Can
me
I have some tissue, please?
will say that, Senya wusui, umami uye kana wusui. Because for me, death was not even part of the equation. I just thought for people who die, they grow old, they have gray hair, they can't walk, then they die. And so for 58, death was not part of it. I just thought she's unwell and I needed to fight and then she'll be okay. But
You can bring it.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not healed. I just think that now I can move.
You're gradually getting
Yes,
to
I can
understand.
Yes, I can take a shower and come to restoration. At least I'm doing better because in the past I won't even show up. I will not. At the time she died, I just gained admission into Gimpa Law School, the law faculty, and I just was about to go for my interview and all, and I was not interested in anything at all because was to what end? To what end?
Life is a process. It's just like being on a journey, growing up. There are people you meet, then as you grow older, those people are not part of your life. But it does not stop you from becoming who God says you are. There are people who come in your life at a certain point for a reason. She was there to hold you and to help you become the woman that you are. Once the assignment is done, it's done. And I believe wherever she is, she's so proud of you. She's so happy because you didn't let her down. God bless you. It wasn't a wrong investment. Look at you now. You're doing amazing. You're doing great. It's okay to cry. The tears, it's healing on its own. Because once the tears is a testament of your affection for that person. It is okay to cry. But as you cry, you ask yourself, will she want me to be in this state? Or will she want to see me become that lawyer girl who is defending people? Will she sit in heaven and want to see me wear my high heels and be in court and just stand up and raise an objection and all of that? Will she want to see me win cases? Will she want me to represent innocent people? And you ask yourself and you'd realize that all the answers would be yes. So sometimes something has just got to give. So you should be thankful to God for allowing you to be part of her life and you being part of her life. Nothing changes that. She's gone, but she's your mother. Yes, I'm your mother. Yeah, but she is your mother. Nothing can change that. Not death. Nothing.
I can't touch it. Yeah.
It won't change. So I just need you to step out knowing that she's left you an assignment. You need to succeed. You need to be everything any other person would doubt you can be. That is your only way to honor her. All the gobe, all the farm, they should say, oh, do you remember the gobe seller? So yes, lawyer no. Those are the things our parents want to hear.
Right.
So she's in a good place. And you have to heal. You really have to heal. Because sometimes when we overburden ourselves with things that is supposed to be the burden of God, then you're asking God to step aside. You don't want God stepping aside. You need him to step in. So just leave it. Just throw it to him. Because you can't fight certain battles on your own.
Right.
Just allow him to lead you. Allow him to order your steps, and you'll be amazed. I know I'm coming to your graduation and I'm sitting in front. That's your call to the bar. I'll scream my lungs out. Then she's left with a lot of mothers who will be there for you, who would support you, who would encourage you. There are times you don't meet people for meeting sake. You meet people for a reason. Every person you meet is for an appointed and set time. Before you know, Bibi Beto, and you realize, oh, I can call this person. Yeah. That is why you meet people. So know that you're good. God has got you. Okay?
Thank you.
So now what are you doing? Or what do you plan to do with yourself now that we're on the healing journey?
So I have been indoors a lot. As a matter of fact, I'm the opposite of what people saw me on TV do. I like to be by myself a lot. So I'm home a lot when I'm not working. Now, if you are reading law at any point of the legal journey, you know that it's requires a lot of dedication. So I do a lot of reading mostly. I've been able to start a little business in the beauty industry as well, a salon and hair. So that's also running around East Legon Hills. I manage. It's quite difficult being an entrepreneur in this country, but that is
You'll
also
get through
there.
it.
Okay. Thank you so much. And my foundation is still, in the corner. I try my best to want to do this and that. Coming week, we should be able to see if we can feed some people on the streets as well. So I'm no longer doing morning TV. I've been off TV for a few months now because of school, but I try to keep up in the industry a little bit by starting something small, have conversations with young people who can talk about anything and everything as well, called Youth Connect. I'm planning on something small with my mother's beans business.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That one I'm interested.
Yes.
I'm very
yes.
interested.
I know one woman who's also very interesting. Ohinere Gifty Auntie, who's always said, that's why not, please. I need you to take it
No,
up.
Big says she's always there for all of us. Yeah, so don't give up.
Yes. I will not.
There is a bright light at the end of the tunnel.
Thank you.
Just don't give up. Okay?
Thank you.
It has been amazing having you. So now it's time for you to pick your card.
Okay.
Let's see what you take home with you today.
Let's see. There you go.
Okay. Thank you for coming. You take home a Hisense toaster.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have a toaster at home?
One side is broken.
Okay. Please. Trash it.
Oh, thank you very
Trash
much.
it now.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
This is your new toaster.
Thank you very much.
From Hisense. Into a patch of the side back one. Patch inside my back kitchen.
I know some of my sisters and friends who show up and say, we saw you win a toaster, please, we are here for it.
No, please. This is for my daughter.
Thank you.
My daughter does not need a broken toaster in her kitchen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Emefa. And may God bless you.
God bless you.
There is a lot in life if you believe in God. Allow him to order your steps and your thoughts, and you'll be amazed what he will do with your life.
Thank you. Pleasure coming and sharing my story.
It's an honor. I'm so overwhelmed at your strength. You think you're not strong, but you're really strong. And I know you keep going for me and for all the other people who believe in you. A big thank you going out to our sponsors, Malto Guinness, Hisense, Yas Washing Powder, and Yas Sanitary Pad, Hooch Corn and Choco Flakes, La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, Tuwazi Apartment, Teflon Suites at Ahojo Kumasi. Thank you very much to SK Fiona and the entire team. You guys, thank you so much. You always make my stay there amazing. Abigail, Charlotte, Owusua, all of you, I'm saying a very big thank you to you because every time I'm in Kumasi, it's like I don't want to come back to Accra. Oh. A big thank you to the Sousa Catering Services and, of course, to my glam team, ABS Lux Line, Hair Duties, and GH Beauty Artistry. Always do remember you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. We'll see you next week.